Right. So, um, for those of you that missed last week, I'm not going to go through the same things as last week. I'm going to move on. So I'm assuming you've watched the lessons of last week and you have an idea of what we spoke about. Yep, cool, Piccolo. That's all I needed. Peruna and now were here last week. So, how to put this in perspective of... So, when Shad first joined TUA, he used yellow quite a lot. And at the time, I used yellow a huge amount as well. He uses yellow more now, and I use yellow not at all, basically. But back then, it was pretty much equal, the amount we used yellow. And in terms of damage, in terms of the hit, he, through his wiggle and everything, would do a lot more damage than I would. And I was trying to help him improve his yellow at the time. And what I said to him was, your ability to hit hard is irrelevant if you can't hit anything. Because he is quite a static yellower. And what I was trying to explain to him is your ability to make use of your hit is more important than your ability to do big damage, to do a big hit. And even though he did a lot more damage with each hit than I did, I got way more kills than he did in Team Free For All. Because I was just more mobile, I could just use that yellow much, much more frequently, more often than he could. So today what we're going to do is we're going to practice how we make use of our ground red. Obviously the whole time we're not wiggling, we're not turning our mouse yet, we will later, maybe next lesson. We're not using yellow, we're just focusing on ground red and jump without turning our mouse into the swing or before. Just trying to keep it central. So last week I explained that there are a lot of advantages to this. The main one being mobility. You get more movement out of it, which means you get to control the range and you get to control when hits take place and how close you get and whatever. But explaining that you get better mobility and that is an advantage really isn't enough. We've got to go over how we try to make use of that or how we try to improve on that. Because there's players here that are experienced with ground red that haven't used it a lot. And so the movement part of it is both difficult and also it's not clear what they should be doing. So I'm going to focus on three things. I'm going to focus on range, timing, and angles. And it's not going to be complicated. There's going to be less talking than last time. But I'm going to do this talk and we're going to go into 2v2. Because in 2v2 there's more opportunities to do these sort of things. So I need one of you to join, any one of you. Cool, when it rains it pours. Just one of you will do, but yeah, if you can come main then, Masker. So the first thing I want to talk about are angles. And it's something that I started my ground red with. And a lot of old Germans used to do this sort of thing, pick up different angles. And it's difficult to explain to people sometimes how this works, especially without turning your mouse, because when we start turning our mice with the swing, it really changes us a little bit and it makes it a little bit more dangerous, more powerful. But we've got to make use of our mobility and we've got to think how we're going to do that. So, Masker, don't turn. Keep straight. Don't touch your mouse. So when we fight... No. Jesus. Stand still. Don't move. Don't turn your mouse. Okay? You do nothing. So... So when we're like this, my forward button is perfectly in line with him. Just as my back button goes away from him, my left goes to that side, my right goes to this side. And that kind of makes the movement kind of effective. If I want to push towards him, I get the maximum amount of movement towards him because I'm looking at him. If I was slightly off, I'd move towards him, but it wouldn't be as effective. It wouldn't be as efficient of a movement. And if I'm looking away from him, and I move away, I'm slightly slower than I would be if I was looking at him. I hope you understand these angles, right? That a straight line to him makes me move to him and away from him the quickest it can be. But if I'm not looking at him and I'm at an angle, I am moving away from him or towards him slightly slower. With my left and right strafe, it from a human point of view, it's much easier to move when you're looking at someone and you're moving left and right, because it's like a square, right? If I'm doing it and I'm not looking at him, I'm moving slightly towards him, I'm moving slightly away from him, and it's not as mechanically useful to a human to move like that. I don't want to go massively into detail of that sort of thing. I hope that is obvious to you guys. I hope that is something that makes a lot of sense. So with our ability to move a lot more, as we're not turning our mice and stuff like that, we have the ability to shift our angle to them as much as we like. So Masker's looking at me right now, but if I turn to the side and attack like this, his movement, his forward, backwards, left and right, are slightly off now. If he moves backward, he is not moving away from me perfectly. He's moving in that direction, which means that if I'm moving forward, I might be able to catch him up. Makes it more difficult for him to control the range, but basically, and because I'm moving in a straight line towards him, I can control the range of myself much easier, more accurately than he can. So when using your movement to try and gain an advantage on your opponent, understanding the different angles is really, really important. If I'm fighting a staffer or a duelist specifically, attacking him with red straight on can sometimes be just death. It's just suicide. But if I come from an angle, maybe something else has happened in Team Free for All, he's looking at someone else for a second, if I get a chance to attack from an angle, it's harder for him to turn to me before he can do his hits or to move away. You know, there's a moment there where he has to readjust himself, or he has to turn his mouse and he has to try to do some sort of big mouse movement to try and hit me. But it's not as controlled, it's not as accurate. Hang on 1 second, I've got a message in Discord. Someone else might be coming. So you've got to free up your movement, and this is what I was hoping that you guys would start doing last week, because we were doing a lot of practice of just fighting without turning our mice. You've got to get used to this sort of movement. I don't want you to do massive circles around people, but when you're fighting, if Masker, you could just ground red attack me, please. Just something simple. I can come from the side there. As you notice, as he was turning, he was off to me. I gain an advantage. Sorry, I'm just sorting out light. He wants to listen in. That little advantage from attacking from the side could be big. It makes it so that it's harder for him to get away. It's harder for him to do a crouch or adjust and swing back at me or something like that. And so you've got to kind of free up your movement both left and right with strafe as well as backwards and forwards. And it's difficult because a lot of you are used to this sort of swing for defense, swing for defense, swing for defense, and you get pushed back in the corners and stuff. You've kind of got to free yourself up a bit and start to use all the directions that you have available to you. Just seeing what Light wants to do. So I would start with, or at least get very used to using one swing more than anything else. Because if I'm fighting with one swing, I can adjust myself before the next swing. And if you get good at that, you get very, very good at the timing. So you know exactly when you can swing again perfectly, and you become faster with it. A big part about this style is, for example, with blocks and parries and clashes, is you don't have to be good at out-hitting your opponent. You don't have to break them. You don't have to out-damage them. If your two sabers collide, crouch block or swings against each other, you, because you're controlling the range, you don't have to be close enough to take damage. You just have to be quick enough to be the first one ready for the swing that happens after it. So, Masker, if you crouch block, that doesn't matter, as long as I'm the first one to swing again afterwards. Anyway, first part of it are the angles. Get used to using different angles to throw them off their movement. It'll gain you little bits of advantage. It'll help you control the range of things better than they can. And overall, you'll be able to push them around much better than they can push you around. Also, when they're attacking you, if there's anything, if you can just swing at me, Masker, just attack me, ground red. Go for it. Keep going. Anything that I can do where I can make it so it's not a straight line for him to come at me, if I go left and right, it means that he's not looking at me perfectly the whole time, and it's making his movement kind of inefficient. So both attack and defense, you have to get used to the angles in your mind. And some of you will know this, and some of you will be good at this and thinking about it, but you could all use practice with it. There are always improvements you can make. So the next part I want us to do is range. Now, Masker, if you could spec, please, because I know you're good at this. Let's pick up here now. Can you come red, please? Cool. Awesome, awesome. Right, I'm just going to stand over here. Jump attack me, please. From wherever you like, yeah. Aye. So this is a problem many players have. And I'm sorry for picking on you here now, but you're one of the newer players, and I knew you would struggle with this. Whereas Masker is a jumper by nature, so I thought he'd be good at this. I've asked people to do this a million times in practice. Let's see if you can do a jump attack. Jump attack me. First jump attack is always out of range. It's always short. It's always landing in front of me somewhere, and I don't have to move to dodge it. You got to know your ranges better for jump attacks and for ground. Last week, when you guys were practicing it, I was highlighting the fact that you were starting your ground swing from too far away. And what was happening is it only takes your enemy one step backwards to dodge, and they've dodged it. Or that the swing's gone before you even get there. You got to start closer. Just like if I'm doing a jump attack, I'm not jumping from here because even if I can make it, it's easy to dodge. Unless it's a specifically timed thing and I'm catching you with a bad situation. If I'm going to just jump attack you, it's going to be something that I know the range of. You've got to know your ranges. So for both your jump attacks, because we are going to be jumping in this practice, and for your ground red, we've got to get used to that range. You've got to get used to... Stay still for a second. Yeah, now come to the middle. Thank you. There are different kinds of attacks you're going to do. There's going to be the main one, which is going to be pushing, which is going to be you get to a certain range, and don't focus on my range too harshly here, but it's going to be a range that you can push someone around, and you can also stop them from yellowing you if they decide to yellow you, or if they crouch, you've got time to back off. But there's also ground attacks that you're going to do where you're focusing on hitting, and they're going to be faster, sharper, and closer. So if I see Icarus fighting with duels, he's a menace, he's hard to hit, but if I see a timing where I really want to hit him, blah, 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 I'm straight into him. There's no pausing. Knowing my range for both of those attacks and any kind of attacks in between is important. I can't be too close for one of them, and I can't be too far for the other. If I'm too far to hit him, when I'm really trying to hit him fast and hard, then he's going to dodge it, and I might leave myself open. But if I'm too close to do a normal pushing ground attack, then he's going to yellow me. And if I'm too far for a ground red push, he's going to not get pushed. So knowing the range is insanely important. Same with jumps. If someone's out to counter me, maybe jump counter me when I jump or do something like that, I can't be too close because I'm coming from too much of a high angle. Easy for them to react to, it's slower, blah, blah, blah. So I might be, if they're going to be yellowing, I might be further away to kind of time it and hit with the tip of the saber sort of thing. But I can't be too far away that I'm just landing in front of you. Because if someone's yellow countering and I do this, I'm an easy target to hit. When doing ground attacks or jump attacks, if it's not one that's the tip of your saber, that it's quick and hard for them to counter, then you have to push the enemy. If you land in front of them or you don't push them back far enough, then they are going to yellow you. So you've got to get used to, is mine a quick attack that's trying to hit them and trade out damage and just go for it? Or am I trying to push them? That's going to tell me my range in terms of how close I need to be and how much I need to push them. If I'm trying to hit someone and it's a quick, fast attack, I don't care about pushing them too much. I care more about being quick and sharp to that situation. Same for ground attacks. The last thing I want us to focus on today is timing. And it's very related to range, as I was saying before. So it's very, very difficult to practice ground red, just like it is jumps, in a very sort of sterile, is the word I'd use, but in a practice sort of situation. Because timings are different. We're looking at each other and we know which each other are going to do. We're both trying to do ground attacks or we're both trying to do jumps and we know what to look for. So therefore we're always dodging it and we're never playing how we normally do. But timing is really, really important. And as I say, it's very much related to your range. So if you could spec, please, and Peruna, if you could come in. Now, Peruna's going to kill me here. He's going to dominate me. And I'm going to highlight a timing / range problem that you guys often do. I'm going to go over here, Piccolo, and you're going to come up to me. Get your yellow ready. So I'm just going to start swinging defensively. Okay? I want you to fucking kill me. Soon as you feel like you're comfortable. Right. Problem is I'm swinging out of range, and he knows that once I start swinging, doesn't matter what style I use, doesn't matter if I turn, wiggle, if I don't wiggle, I'm getting very little movement. And he was too far away for me to make it useful. If he was closer, let's say he was getting, take a step or two closer, well, now that's more of a problem for him. And if you noticed, before I even pushed towards him, he stepped back a bit. So you've got to understand that if someone's close to you, you can swing earlier. Because the range you're at, you can defend yourself with. It's harder for him to dodge. You're covering the right space. But if he's too far away, then you can't focus on just swinging defensively, because now that's opening yourself up for him to rush forward into you. That's like he knows he can step forward into the safe space between us and attack after my swing a lot easier. So don't swing early. You've got to get used to the timing of it. And in this situation where I'm going to come over here, Peruna's chasing me with yellow. If you can come at me, Peruna. I'm going to attack earlier in that situation to attack the space in front of me, so that he can't walk into it. I can do the same with jump. If you can come towards me, Peruna, viciously so. Because what I don't want to do is, Peruna, if you want to come at me again. What I don't want to do is not attack the space, because now he's pressuring me, and now, yeah, I'm a good ground player, but I'm inviting problems. And he a staffer or doula, is going to cause me problems. So you got to act early, can't hesitate. But at the same time, if you're going to do some ground red defensive swings, don't swing too early. You got to balance out, how much am I going to push forward? How close is he? And from a defensive point of view, that's so important. And what you don't want to do is just stand waiting in a corner thinking, shit, Peruna's going to come to me. Attack him first. Get out of the corner by jumping or ground redding. And then you can jump after, find space, make it difficult for that staffer or Peruna or the doula to pressure you and cause you problems. And it's a huge part of being mobile and not focusing on wiggle, block, and overusing your mouse when swinging. You're thinking more about mobility, range, and control. So those three things are important. The last bit about timing is, as I said before, if peruna suddenly turns away from me to look at someone else, I've got to think that I've got to be able to attack those situations. If you're in a 2v1 against peruna, you don't want to let him just focus on one of you and start attacking them straight on. You could be thinking, the moment he faces my teammate, I'm going to pressure him. Don't let him build up his yellow. Don't let him do a perfect jump. Same if it's a staffer. If Spirits was there and it's 2v1 and Spirits is trying to push us and get a frag, the moment he focuses on my teammate, I'm in him. I don't have to overcommit. I don't have to do something dangerous, but I have to pressure him and I have to use that timing, that opening, to be able to throw them off their game. And with all of this, positioning is important. So this is the whole point of this is you guys are moving more. You're thinking about range, angles, and timing, which means you'll be thinking about which position I need to be in to do these things and to make use of these things. And so you'll be changing positions all the time. And hopefully this will start building up your general movement, but also positioning that goes with that. Last thing I'm going to mention, tiny little thing. Also, you'll hopefully start to notice that because you're not turning your mice and you're not getting into corners and you're not looking down and crouching and you're trying to be mobile, you're able to see everything much better. You'll see your teammates much more, which you have to look for your teammates, and you'll see the enemies more, and you won't get stuck getting backstabbed as much and being in bad situations. So, now we're going to do 2v2s, and we're going to do Peruna and Yer now against Piccolo and Maska to mix up the teams. And we're going to do Rishi? Rishi seems like a really good choice to me. Right, I will go spectator. Okie dokie. So remember, no wiggle, no yellow, but ground, red and jumps, fine. Don't start turning your mouse all the time. Restart whenever you're ready, guys. Nice by Maska.
Hello.
Yo, how you doing?
Yeah, not too bad. What's the password?
Ground Kings.
Okay.
You've missed the lesson. We're doing the practice now.
That's all right.
You're not
I
the
have
only
read.
one.
I don't need any lessons.
Okie dokie. Comor also missed it. But Peruna, Piccolo, Yernau, and Maska are all here early.
Well, they get gold stars.
They absolutely fucking do. Especially because Peruna and Yernau were here early 2 weeks in a row.
Nice. What's going on with my game sound?
So I hear you're playing your last rounds tomorrow, is that right?
That's the plan, yeah. Should be Sunday
Cool.
night.
Believe that Vipers are playing their last rounds tomorrow. Their match tomorrow as well.
You say last one, like that as soon as we lose.
No, as in no last ones. I said because there's
What do you
one or
mean?
two. Well, you've only got maximum of 2 rounds left to play, right?
Oh right, yeah, that's right. Got you now.
Cool. Oh,
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Oh dear.
okay, guys. You can restart, but before you restart, your teamwork is abysmal. You got to look for your teammates. You're all just acting without looking at your teammates. And for me, I cannot play a 2v2 without looking at my teammate to see what they're doing. Because that's how you coordinate, that's how you get chemistry. Yeah, Masker is a cheating bastard. Yep. Clear, purposefully done skin bug.
Wasn't there a non-restart way to fix this? If everyone like stops spectating and presses tab.
Yeah, I do not think we can organise that.
Yeah, I know.
You're asking a lot.
That's true.
Oh, really? Who is it this time? Oh, it's Piccolo, that bastard. This blue team, full of cheaters.
It's this piece of shit game.
Well, hopefully we'll get the faceit fix at some point after the cup, so we can all use it.
Mm.
Yeah. Check for skin bugs, guys, if you're gonna do it or not.
So what's today's lesson focus on?
Three things. So it's trying to take advantage of what we do. So angles. So the fact that we're more mobile, that this style is more mobile than other ground reds, means that we can be more mobile than them, so we can get a better angle. Um, Talking about timing, looking for certain things defensively and offensively to improve our timing. Um, and I can't remember the last one. Range. Improving our range of when and how we start our attacks, basically, or our defense. So depending on what kind of attack or defense we want to do, we have to know what kind of range that we're going to do it. Just the same with jumping, and we talked about jumping as well, just to add to that. So basically, those three ways we're trying to get used to using as to make use of our advantages with this style.
I see. So it wasn't just ground red then in the end.
Oh no, this is all ground. Well, so what
You
we
mentioned
do
jumping.
is, yeah. So something that I mentioned last prac is that if you want to know in this game if anyone's ever mastered something, you see how much they use it. And if someone's using it constantly all the time, they haven't mastered it. Because everything has its limits, nothing is all powerful. So you gotta be able to use your ground red with jumps and with yellow. We'll add yellow later. So it's kind of like ground red while being able to do everything else. You know how it works together.
Gotcha.
I know that was a lot. There's a lot of fucking blather, but yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, nice one, pick.
Well, it's nice to have a strategy going on behind what you're doing,
Oh yeah,
with the big ass caveat that wiggle and JK RNG will often just say fuck you.
yeah. Don't get me wrong. We're going to be adding mouse movements and wiggle into it.
I mean, it's not consistent. It's just those are two things which will distort it.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. But that's why
But
it's
we all know
important
that.
to be able to control range and stuff. That if I'm
Mm.
playing someone that's wiggly, blocky, and spammy, I know when to get close and when not to, and how to stop myself from getting into a mess. I mean, it's not perfect, but the more control you have over it, the better, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. Nice. Oh, that was a bit messy.
No, very nice from Peruna. And I am sorry that I don't let the other, late people that missed it, I don't let get involved because they're just going to be doing other things and not, you know. You can get involved towards the end of it when we start doing 3v3s and stuff. But right now, I'm going to be focusing on the people that turned up on time.
Yeah, that's fine.
Nice, Peruna. Very, very nice. Oh, honestly, the much better than last week.
Who? Everyone or?
Yeah, just the general
Okay.
level is better.
Nice. That's great.
I mean, I don't expect like great things in the lessons, you know, improvement wise. It will take time, but as long as they know what to think about. Oh, that was nearly really nice there, yeah, now between you and Piccolo. Peruna, sorry. That was really well done.
Well, I mean, if it encourages good judgments and confidence, that's half the battle.
Uh, I mean, it's horrible to
Press.
say. Yeah, yeah, now is obviously struggling, but I think he's doing really well. He's just, yeah, I don't know. It's just not coming off the last bit for him.
Oh, that's a
Often,
classic
with,
Peruna problem. He's
yeah,
known for stealing all the frags, but you now can't get any.
it's often the case that people do the hard things well and then the easy things badly. Uh, the same in Counter Strike as well.
Yeah. He also just landed a very clean strike on Piccolo, but he got auto blocked. Then he got panned in the face. What's impressing me a lot is that no one's accidentally switched to yellow
Nope,
that I've
no
seen.
one's wiggling either. It's very clean. It reminds me of JA Plus, if you don't mind me saying. No, wiggle means don't shake your mouse.
Are you letting them turn the mouse then?
No, you're not allowed to turn your mouse either when you hit people.
Really?
Yeah,
Like, even. Okay, fine.
you can with your jumps, but don't with your ground. Nothing
Yeah.
allowed, Farida. That is our fucking headline, all right? That's on our logo.
Only thing
So
I'd
just a
say is, as an
static
on-pug
point.
player,
That's a
the
very good
only
way
way
of
I ever.
putting it. Static point.
The,
Yeah, you know.
the only way I kept up with people who poked was turning my swing so they'd actually land in time. Didn't wiggle them, but I had to
Well,
make sure they hit.
you can guide your mouse so that your opponent's still in the middle of your screen if he's moving around. But yeah, essentially what you're saying is right.
Yeah, well, you
It's
can turn
very
it so your
important,
saber hits them faster, rather than waiting for your saber to travel length of the screen.
and which is what I'm saying. Don't do.
Oh.
You didn't watch the first lesson, did you, on YouTube?
Not yet.
No, you discussed us all. So just to remind people, the reason why we don't do that is Oh, my brain's absolutely gone. We want to use our movement to control that sort of thing. Makes us more mobile. We can control ranges a lot better. And like you now did there, we can get a very clean, powerful hit without it. And it's something that you don't learn when you're moving your mouse a lot. Movement is what we're trying to improve on.
Fair enough.
And as I say, we start adding that stuff in later. It's just that I want a good core of this. Okay, we'll switch
Yeah,
teams.
makes sense.
We'll do Year Now and Masker against Piccolo and Peruna. So there we go. Cool. You did it. That was good though. Definitely seeing improvements. On second masker, do it. Yeah, you can do an overhead if you want. That's no problem. Just don't wiggle it. Okay, restart when you're ready. Oh, without any wiggle, just obliterated. And just so you guys know, I'm recording this from the sky, so I can see you all the time. If you guys want to watch it after to see what you did well or badly. I mean, I'll start looking at some POV. That's it, yeah, now just like that. Lovely masker.
I'll be back shortly.
Cool. Oh, you're turning your mouse, Piccolo. You gotta keep. No, you're turning there. Not sure if you watched the first week's videos. Doing that sort of stuff. That's better. Getting used to that central point is really, really important. You're trying to aim to slightly to the right of the center all the time. And obviously, there's a very natural reason to do that. I mean, Catan does it a lot, and ASD. But it is if you look at yourself when you're swinging, you are one of the least mobile because of it. Nice hit, yeah. No, watch out. Oh, Piccolo. I mean, you turned, which you're not supposed to do, Piccolo, but it was a good hit. Yeah, terrible habits, old man. Yeah, I know. Backflips, especially. Yeah. Okay. I now know what we're going to do next lesson. I have plans. I have ideas. Okay, and if you go back to the original lineup of Masker and Piccolo against Yurnao and Peruna, we're going to slightly change it up. You can use yellow this round. No yellow wiggle. So, no shaking your mouse when you hit it, but you can use yellow. Restart when you're ready. Yeah, I think Yurnao, the thing you struggle with the most is range. But it's something that takes time to get used to. You know, where you start your swings from, how close you are, and how much you move forward. It's very difficult. That's a nice hit there by Mask. Was it Masker? No, Piccolo. Oh, I'll check you now. I haven't been watching. I mean, I've been watching from bird's eye view, and it's hard to see. And be careful not to wiggle there, Masker. I can see that little wiggle, that micro wiggle. Bunch of cheaters, the lot of you. Unbelievable. Yeah, now is the newest player, and he's the least likely to cheat. That says a lot about the lot of you. Come on, guys, show me some red. We're not here to do yellow versus yellow spam. All right, Piccolo, watching you, I'm going to say it. You obviously have a very good no wiggle hit. You've done it for decades. But your movement with swinging, ground red, is the weakest of the four of you. You're not pushing forward at all. You're not you're not getting any sort of movement. Then I mean, you said you watched the first video. Get some movement. Start pushing. I don't care if you die, but just start pushing forward. Start controlling the engagement offensively rather than just defensively. See, that's pathetic, Piccolo. That's pathetic. Hold down W when you swing and move forward. Oh, God, you're a coward. Look at you. Every time you get close, you stop. Idri would be embarrassed of you right now as a fellow Romanian, considering how he goes too far in. Masker, stop wiggling and stop turning. Look at your opponent. You keep turning away. Oh, you're turning away there. See, the point is, Masker, I get that you can use your mouse to do these sort of things, but until you start freeing up your movement, you ain't going to improve enough. So when he comes at with yellow and you want to stop him getting close or hit him, use your movement to counteract his movement. Control the range. Keep him in front of you. Oh, that was nice, yeah. Now, just the range was slightly off. If you jumped a bit further or started a bit closer, you'd have got him. Oh, you're wiggling there, Masker, and that's better. God, you use such a high sense, Masker. It's unbelievable. No, you're doing it again, Masker. What absolute fucking horrible, horrible habits you have. Okay, we'll do one more round and then we'll call it a day because I've got to get food. But what I'm going to do here is I want everyone else to spec apart from Peruna. Because you're doing too much with your mouse and not enough with your feet. So we're just going to fight. Do yellow or red, whatever. Oh, my aim was shit. Hmm. Good jump. See if I could. Sorry, just to stop. See if I can fight him without turning my mouse and without wiggling. And I'm attacking him just as much as he's attacking me. I get it. I might be better than some of you in spec, but you guys can at least attempt it. Like, you've got to get down to not turning your mouse, that you can just. Let's fight again. That you can just fight like this and focus on the movement and the timing. And I'm going to get hit. It just doesn't matter if I do get hit. I'm trying to train my skills here. And I'm going to get hits on him as well. Like, it's about training your skills. It's about getting good at this rather than winning. And there are habits to break, but I'm more mobile than the rest of you. And until you break the habit of not moving properly, then it's going to be a problem. Okay, guys, get back in. We'll do Piccolo and Peruna against Masker and now. Yellow's allowed, no wiggle. Don't overuse yellow. There was a lot of yellow last round. Just use basic yellow to add to the game, so people get used to doing yellow versus red. Yellow versus yellow, there is no point of doing that in this prac. Just to be absolutely clear. And if you're using yellow all the time, you're not practicing your red. Restart. Restart when you like. God damn. It looks like we've got another cheater. Masker again. Absolute disgust. Lovely, lovely, lovely hit. Oh, very nice yellow there, Masker. Nice, yeah, no, that was really well done. Oh, nice hit there, you know. I think you caught him really well, didn't you? Pretty well. Oh, I've no idea if he turned into that swing or not, but it was really well aimed by Masker. GG. So, next prac, what I want to do is organise some staffers and duelers to come. See how you guys do against these players with these restrictions, obviously. Yeah, I reckon some of you will instantly fall back into using your mouse a lot, wiggling, and I think it will make a difference. And I think nobody will shut. Oh, that's rude. That's. I'm trying, peruna. And some of you, I think, will do well. It's going to be difficult to see, but I hope at least for you that when you do keep to the restrictions, you can see the advantages and how duelers and staffers change how they fight against you because of how you do this. And it'll be a notable difference. It'll be tough. We all know it's going to be tough. But essentially, a big part of the point of doing this is to get better against staff and duels, and to be able to be more stable on the ground, not get pushed around, etc. So, anyway, thanks everyone. You did great. And then after the staff stuff, we'll start adding mouse movement and wiggle into it, and we'll see how that goes.